Why, hello everyone, and welcome to a nice little game here of Age of Mythology Retold. This is a special one, actually. It's a special request by Barbiel77 here to review his game. He's trying to figure out how he can get a little bit better at the game, trying to see what he's doing wrong to help out. So we're going to take a look at this game, see what we can do to help him out here. It will be in a casted format, though it's not quite a proper casted game, as we're going to focus a little bit more on how to help out Barbiel here with his gameplay. Kind of going to be almost like low elo myths, because these are kind of low elo players. We've got Aslan number 8491 over here in the blue playing as Freyr, and I don't think I mentioned it before, but Barbiel is playing as Shennong, and he is at 788 elo. So let's take a look at this and see what we can do here. Alright. Let's see. Thus far, pretty good start on both sides. We got, pretty good start overall, so no real comments on the build order yet. It's not really low elo myths, really. I think the cutoff is like 700. Let's see what relics we got. First of all, we have the Pelt of Argus with extra line of sight, always nice for that scouting. We've got the Shennong's Ochre Whip. Apparently Shennong lost it in this desert here, that's why he's fighting, to get that extra farm. Pretty good overall, I think. We've also got some siege damage increase over here. And final relic, we've got myth units cost less favor. Always nice. Alright. Really nice placement on that silo right between the gold mine and the wood line. Meanwhile, Freyr over here is going as well, seems to be. Let's see, who's doing better in terms of the goat count. 6 goats for Aslan, and just 2 goats for Barbiel. What is he doing? Oh no. Where'd the Pioneer go? Did the Pioneer go off the map? Oh no, I missed it too. This is a bug that's been happening pretty recently. Oh no, Barbiel. Well, there goes that Pioneer. That sucks. He's got no scouting at all. I think what happened is went over here and just walked off the edge. It really sucks, because now Barbiel has no information anywhere on the site at all. Anywhere on map, anywhere. Oh, I feel bad for you, Barbiel. We'll see if you can make it up, though. Alright. Temple is already down, that's good. See where it goes from here. No temple yet from Aslan, but Freyr is always a little bit of a slower age up. But yeah, Aslan basically has the entire map of goats at his pleasure. He can get as many or as few as he wants. Not sure why you'd want to get fewer, but yeah, it's what it is. Missed that one goat. Alright. Who are we going to age up with? Let's see here. Temple's starting to become down. That's where that Berserk is going to, I'm guessing. Alright, looks like Barbiel's going for a little bit of a more economic build. He's getting another one of his Kuafu out. See what he goes for, though. The age up has been queued for Aslan. Not Freyr, what am I talking about? Odin. Aslan's playing as Odin, okay. I'm not blind, guys. I'm not blind, alright? Maybe I am blind, that's why I need glasses. Anyway, going up through Heimdall as Odin, and Barbiel is going up through Chiao. I think it's Chiao. Chiao-Yu? I think it's Chiao. They're going up through Chiao. This may be a bit more of an aggressive god to go with. Should be interesting to see how Barbiel plays this. If he's going for the Yazi raids, that could be quite potent. Alright, he is getting a Pioneer out, replacing that one that went missing, so now we can actually go out on the map and see what's happening. Hopefully this one doesn't walk off the edge of the map. Hopefully. Oh no. Anyway, I'll see if I can grab a clip of that later to slot into the video and maybe make as a short. We'll see. But yeah, I'm 100% confident that Pioneer just walked off the edge. I don't know why it's Pioneers only. They just sort of walk off. Anyway, age up has come through for Shennong. He's got his Yazi out. Yazi. Bad jokes. Anyway, he will soon have his next free myth unit, though, as he only needs a few bit more favor to get there. What's his current gather rate? Another 2 minutes and he should have his free Jiangji. The classical age has come up for Aslan as well, giving that nice Einherry. This guy's gonna be a bit of a brawler. Let's see what he looks like. He's just gonna send it right in. All right. Now this Yazi. This Yazi is very good for raiding. If you go for Xiao as Shennong or any Chinese god, you need to use this as raiding. Like, see that teleport? That means it's a potent attack. And yeah, you have to be a bit more careful with your control over this. You don't want the Yazi to be fighting a hero in any circumstance. Even though it's in your base, you want it to be out. Another thing is, keep an eye on those idle villagers. I know you're getting distracted by enemies, but you have to be watching your villagers at all times. Making sure you never go idle. There's usually a little icon up here that's like a red villager. Keep an eye on that part of the screen. Just glance up there every couple seconds just to make sure you're not idling anything. And then if you are, hit the idle villagers tab or whatever hotkey you have bound to it and just go grab it. Alright, it looks like Aslan's going around grabbing all the relics he can because he sees all of them. Alright, let's see. Another Iron Harry out. Got 2 Iron Harry. No military buildings yet for Barbiel. Alright. Very economic build. See if it's enough. This is what you need to use. This is a good use of the Yazi overall. It'd be better if you were using it to attack his economy. Like, even this Yazi are very good for idling villagers. They can just go in, attack, and dash away. You can escape very easily. So, while in this instance it will result in the death of this Iron Harry, you probably will get more use out of going over here and attacking this wood line. Aslan has no center towers, and you just walk around here, do some damage, and run away. Keep his villagers idle, keep him on his toes. That'd be the best use, I think. But thus far, getting some good favor out. That's good. I think you got your Qianji. There it is. Your Qianji is out. Alright. It looks like Aslan wants to get this settlement eventually. He doesn't quite have enough resources, though. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure why Aslan is so far behind in terms of economy. Like, he's got far fewer villagers. Maybe he turned off autoqueue for a bit there? I'm not sure what exactly. Alright, now what's your plan? You've got lots of stuff up. You don't have much information yet, so you need to see what you need to have a plan for how you go into the classical age. Like, are you just going to go for economy? It's too late to go for that economic build. It's not a full focus. So you have to, it looks as though you're going for some aggression. Let's see here. Alright, you've got units out. What are you doing with these? The goal of, if you're building units in Age of Mythology, especially in ranked, you need to have a plan. Oh no, this Kuafu is going to get a bit of a beating as those raiding cavalry getting boosted by that Iron Harry, and that Kuafu is going to go down. I don't see a way for it to get. You bring these units over here and do some damage. You should go straight into the tower. You can garrison into these towers. All right. One thing that should be on your mind when facing Odin is that Odin very much likes raiding cavalry. So those archers are going to have a bit of trouble against it, but for now it seems like it's okay. With that lightning weapons, I think you'll manage to survive. You need more infantry though. Like, these raiding cavalry will take out your archers if you're not careful. And Odin usually likes those archers. Good getting those Halberdiers out. So that's perfect against those raiding cavalry. This is the right response. That's good. Excellent, excellent. Perfect. Alright, now you know he's got stuff over here. You should be chasing. You have the troop advantage. You should not be scared to go after an army like that. You have the advantage. You killed a lot of their units. You have the ability to push in there and kill these off. There's something that I think you're just sort of like stockpiling units, which is not really the best way to win a game. Especially when you get into like higher elos. This army, if it's just sitting here, is doing basically nothing. You could be going out and attacking these buildings you saw him have. Did you see them? Let me see. Yeah, you saw them. Go out attacking the buildings, keeping him from taking this area. Like, you have the army. You succeeded in that defense. This is something that you need to make sure you're keeping in your mind, like, what is your goal with these units? In this case, what I would do is I go forward, take these out, claim this territory, do a lot of damage. That's good with the Jiangji. Get up in the air as a scout, see what's over there. Raiding cavalry are coming through. Unfortunately, that pioneer is probably gonna get ganked there, unfortunately. Alright, you know he's there. You need to be careful with these Kuafu and these peasants. These peasants can do some damage. Alright, good with the halberdiers coming in to take out those raiding cavalry. One of them will come down. I think that was a good defense on your part. Make sure that these halberdiers are in position to defend those Kuafu, though. Those Kuafu are very important. Alright, you got the second town center up. Perfect. You're still not doing anything with your army, even though you saw he had nothing over here. You could have pushed through, done some damage. I know your Jiangji saw that. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, you're basically just letting Aslan get all the space he wants, take everything he wants. You had the upper hand there after that fight. The best thing to have done would have been to push in and take advantage of your situation. Even now, like, you have army here. You've got your halberdiers. You've got your Jiangji. You are in a good spot. You can push forward, and I would advise you do so. You need to be pretty on point when keeping your economy balanced for the most part. Some little bits and pieces here and there. What really seems to be struggling is your usage of your army. Like, when you have a large amount of these archer units here, you need to make sure that you are in position you have everything you need to deal with them. Specifically, these halberdiers or Dao swordsmen in the front, ready to tank while your archers deal the damage. Like here. Yep, now it's time to go forward. Go do some damage. You have an army that counters theirs. These halberdiers will completely wreck those raiding cavalry, and those fire archers should do pretty well against those throwing axemen. You haven't even used your Jiangji. This guy's pretty potent as a brawler. Bring all your units forward. Everything. You need to bring your entire army forward. I would advise having your hotkey bound and ready to use for a select all military on screen. You just click it and everything's already selected. You're able to just move forward. This army should beat this one. Especially since now you have that Tao Wu. This guy will basically disrupt their entire backline. And you're just letting Barbiel... You're being far too timid. You need to be more decisive in your decision making. Like at this point... Aslan's just having the time of his life. He's got his farms up, he's got houses everywhere, he's got everything he wants to. He's even going to heroic because you've let him just do whatever he wants at this point. Like, see, your army's crushing his. Look at that. You aren't even using your Jiangji. There's another icon up here for idle military. You might want to keep an eye on that one as well. Like, why are you falling back? RBL, go attack. Go attack. I know it can be scary to try go into a army like that, but you have to take advantage of the units you have. You can win this fight easily. You can take out these buildings, probably push in and take these out. These have no fortifications here. You can almost certainly do a ton of damage right here. Basically for free. Your army will just wreck this one. No problem. However, what I think is going to happen is... Yeah, the Odin's going after a Skadi. I think what's going to happen is the Aslan's going to get Frost and freeze your army, go in and kill all your villagers, and that's going to unfortunately ruin it for you. You do have the advantage with economy. You definitely are ahead in terms of economic potential. But you have to be careful here. Like... You know they're over here. You should be trying to find them. Don't just position in defense. You're being far too defensive in this matchup. Against a Norse player, you have to be... The key is to not let the Norse player do whatever they want. If the Norse player does whatever they want, they are going to win. Couple idle stuff. Again, watch for that little icon at the top. Good catch there. Now get these guys back to the main army and push. You just killed off a bunch of their units. Okay, well, I got a flanking maneuver from Aslan. You don't have much over here, so it shouldn't do too much. Did you see that? How did you see that? Maybe just intuition? He's doing a two-pronged attack, so you have to split up your army a little bit here. It's already split, but... Alright. You need to go in there and do some damage. Take out those raiding cavalry first, that has to be the priority. Excuse me. But again, you have the winning army here. Like, you've got all these Halberdiers over here. You've got a huge army just over here. Again, I would say get used to using that one idle military banner. That is going to be very important, I think, for you in improving your stuff, because you're just leaving military idle everywhere. Like, you've got like 17 units, a full army armada over there. Alright. And just letting Iceland build a wall. Excellent. Not really excellent, but you can catch my drift. Alright. Like, you're doing very well in growing your economy. I will say that. But you're not taking advantage of the situations as they present themselves. Like, especially now, you've got watchtowers. These watchtowers will defend your base very effectively. That is a weird one stretch of wall. Alright. It is what it is. Alright, get that towel in there. Bunch of defense. These fire archers should take out those throwing axemen there. Attack move is your friend. Still over here. Attack move. Get everything. Select all military command. You should win this fight. With these fire archers coming in here, these Halberdiers taking out the tanking and taking out all those units, you have a winning army. You can still win this. And you're pulling back again. Okay. Alright then. Yeah, I think this matchup is really coming down to you not wanting to engage. You're far too timid in this fight. Bit of interesting choice in terms of formation, but it's not too much of an issue. Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, you let Aslan build up as much as he wants, and you just aren't making use of your Jianji either. Did you get another Mythian? You did get another Towel. And unfortunately, Aslan's built up a huge army here. There's a bit too much, unfortunately, for you to be able to take out, I think, in this situation. Let's see. Tabo, unfortunately, is more of a siege unit than anything else. Probably use a few more, but you are doing good. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure what else you can do in this situation. I think your... Yeah, you being so... I think your timidity there, those key moments when you'd already won several fights, was probably the deciding factor here. I'm surprised Aslan isn't going in. He could win with this. Like, he could honestly win the game with that army. But he's giving you a bit more breathing room. Your Qianji is still in the air. Good watchtower, but I think this is going to be a bit of a devastating blow onto your backline. Let's see what happens. I don't think you don't have boiling oil yet because you're not heroic. And unfortunately, all of those peasants and Kuafu are going to get hit pretty hard. Good bringing the army in to defend, but I think it's a little too late at this point. Alright, here we go. Yeah, you're focusing too much on the front lines without taking out the back line. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, I think once you saw that the Aslan player wasn't doing as much onto those raiding cavalry, you should be doing more Dao Swordsmen. You are getting some out, but those Halberdiers are mainly used to counter those raiding cavalry primarily. A bit of damage there, but Undermine's not going to do much against your buildings. I think this game's probably over. I don't see a way for you to come back, and yeah, I think you realize that. Good game, good game. Alright, Barviel. Key things I'm seeing which are holding you back, I think. You're being far too timid in pushing in like, taking advantage of your win. Like, you won quite a few early engagements, you won those fights, and you were just too timid. I mean, timidity, you should never be timid in terms of what you do. Whatever you do, do it with confidence. It might be the wrong choice, or it might be the best choice. But in whatever you do, stick with it and keep going for it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. If you did, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!